Okay, how's it going, everybody? Good evening. We're
Hello,
waiting.
hello.
I think we're waiting on where Joseph. He hasn't got onto Discord yet.
Hey, Lars, I can't see my character either.
Huh? What do you mean?
The character list, I can't find my character sheet.
Oh, okay. I know why. Because you joined up later than. Let's see.
Is that bad?
Yeah, you joined up just a few days ago, and we hadn't been able to get onto it yet. So, who else can't see there? Was it just you? I think everybody else should be able to see their
I'm good.
character here. So I know we're just waiting. I don't know where Joseph is at. He's not on Discord, so I guess we'll give him a little bit of time to get going here. Couple things. We're just gonna get to a certain point tonight until that I think would be suitable without all the players here. With it, so there isn't. I really don't want to try to get in too much combat, which I don't know if we'll get into that quite yet anyway, this first session, but without all four of you guys here, this can be a difficult adventure because you can get into areas of the adventure that are too high a level for you, and so there can be some troubles there with it, so you got to be really careful as you progress through the adventure. It's okay if you need to ever retreat from combat if it's too difficult for you. There's nothing wrong with you guys running if you have to. Just a heads up. It's not the hardest adventure that was written, but like I said, there are parts of it that you could, in theory, venture into, and it'd be too high a level for you. So, that being said, the second
That's great.
the second thing I want to talk about is starting an hour earlier. So if we start at 5, we play till 8, which would be 10 o'clock for most of you. So that saves you guys an hour. In doing that sense.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So we would start at 5 and end at 8. And I know instead of it would be 11 o'clock for a lot of you when we would stop playing right now with it. Joseph, welcome.
Sorry I'm late. I had a minor catastrophe. I dropped my drink on my stairs and glass shattered and just went everywhere, and I had to clean it up real fast.
Okay,
A lot of fun, yeah.
Perfect start.
Was it,
Yeah,
was it an alcoholic beverage or a regular drink?
It was actually a cup of coffee. It was a mug.
Okay.
And it was just going everywhere. And I'm like,
Well,
God
that's
damn
too
it.
bad.
Yeah.
But you got it. Sounds like you got it. What I was saying to the other two members is that as far as how Curse of Strahd is set up, there are some difficult areas in the adventure that you could wander into that may be too high a level for you. And so I was just saying there's no shame in retreating or trying to get out of combat and running away in Curse of Strahd. It kind of the same way with a Tomb of Annihilation. You could run into certain areas through the whole jungles of Cholt, and then you end up being in too high a level and getting in trouble that way. So it's a very non-linear adventure. I would say it, I guess, in a better sense.
Okay.
So, like I said, always be aware if it's the combat tends to get too difficult, then I would retreat and get out of there and live to fight another day. And then the other thing was the fact that I think we're going to get to a certain point tonight, and I think we'll stop. I don't want to get too far advanced into the story of the game with Ryan not being here tonight. And so I really also don't want you guys to get into any combat. I mean, you might get into it, but we'll see how the adventure goes as we play on here. So 5 o'clock is everybody go starting at 5 and ending at 8. So that would be 5, 6. That would be 7 o'clock your time. Most of you there are on Eastern. And then ending at 10 instead of 11. I think you guys were ending at 11, right?
Yes.
So it would be
Yep.
11, yeah. So if you guys are okay with that, then we'll starting at 5 and then ending at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Is everybody good with that?
I should be good, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I don't know about Ryan since he's not here. I didn't really ask him, but the one shot is this Friday. So I know you're going to be playing, Joseph, and I should. I gotta drop a character sheet for Crazy Cat or whatever the Crazy
Wyatt.
Cat,
Yeah.
For that, and if anybody else wants to join, let me know. That's Friday. That one will start at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So if anybody's interested in playing that, there's still a couple seats available for that adventure. I think I'll go up to a 6-person party for that.
What Friday are you doing that?
That's this Friday, the 11th, April 11th, this week. This Friday this week, so. Couple things. I use a homebrew. I know that a couple of you remember this. Lasting Injuries originally was designed by Rogue Watson, and I kind of adapted to his Lasting Injuries and kind of I modified it a little bit more. So we do use that as a homebrew thing. And how Lasting Injuries work is just a quick cover on it. If you fall in combat and you're revived and you come back up, you will roll on the Lasting Injuries table. And then you'll have these lasting injuries forever unless you are able to get some kind of restoration spells to remove them. Most of them have negative effects. Some have a couple positive effects on it. So as far as that goes. We also roll on a critical hit and a critical miss table. So if you critically hit, you roll a natural 20. You're going to roll a D100. And see what the result is for the critical table. If you roll a natural 1, then the same thing. You'll roll for a negative side for that. The couple of you who have played with me forever, that's nothing new as far as that goes. Any questions before we get going here? This is the first night. We are recording, and it will be up on YouTube no later than this Sunday. And I'll put the Discord the YouTube channel in Discord. So if you want to go look at it, you're welcome to go look at it. A couple of you have been playing with me for quite a while. I've already gone through. We started recording again, so. All right. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we get going? How's my level sound?
Good.
You sound good.
Okay.
You sound really crisp. Yeah.
Is it new mic?
Yep, it's a new mic and headset, so yep.
Yeah, it's the clearest I've ever heard you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like NPR, Lars. This is crazy.
Oh, good. Excellent. All right. So if everybody's ready, let's we can start this. Curse of Strahd. Okay. So you guys will start outside the outskirts of a town along the Sword Coast there. It's called Daggerford. It's the name of the little town. And you have a tavern at night here. And so the 3 of you, or the 4 of you we'll start with. Tell me if you can't see the map. I also play sounds and music.
I cannot see the map.
You cannot?
Cannot.
Who cannot? Who's that?
Kevin.
Okay. Well, we can fix that right now. Details. You have vision on. Anybody else not see the map? Let's try this. Token vision. Everything's there. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it's just blacked out for me.
Try,
Is it something?
Try refresh screen. What was that?
I was gonna say, does this character not have night vision or something
Oh, yeah.
weird like that? Yeah. Okay.
No, he has it. It's adjusted to him too, so I'm not sure. Let me make sure sheets is good. Oh, that's not right for one. It's 320 feet. Alright. Huh. That's weird. Everything seems to be in order.
I can see the tavern now. Yeah.
Alright, there we go. Okay. Alright. So let's start off by talking about how the four of you have gotten together. You are somewhat seasoned adventurers because you're all level 3, so you've got some adventuring under your belt. So how the four of you kind of get together as a group to begin adventuring? Nobody?
Well, let's see here. My guy Valen, he's a like a gypsy traveler anyway. So you guys probably met him at some point. He's been following you around because he's an Asmar that's pretty bored. Just goes around kind of wasting his life, just helping people here and there, but just a nomad.
Okay, why don't you describe your character to the rest of the party?
He's older, probably looks like he's in his late 40s, but he's Asmar, so he could be a lot older than that. He's your typical paladin, shield, longsword, chainmail. He's got this purple cloak gypsy cloak that he wears over him, and he's got trinkets all over him. He collects trinkets.
Okay, anything else?
I don't know.
Tell the party?
They don't know too much more. He's just really funny. He's just a really jovial and charismatic guy. It's fun to be around.
Okay.
Loves to party. Loves to have a good time.
I'll go next. Morag is not funny. They're very serious. Has been wandering around from town to town, searching out rumors of madness and lycanthropy and trying to cure them or destroy them wherever he can. It's a pretty short fellow in heavy armor and a white cloak. For some reason, he's got his helmet and hood up inside the tavern. And I think he may have just wandered in town tonight and bumped into you all in this tavern.
Can I ask, have we seen you without your helmet off? I mean,
Not tonight, no.
no, never. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Who's the guy that's not here?
That's Ryan.
He's so he won't be. He'll be back next week. He's got some work-related stuff going on. So.
Is he a rogue or a monk?
He's a rogue, isn't he? He's a Phantom Blade or Phantom Knife or something.
Yes,
Soul Knife.
Yeah, Soul Knife. Yeah.
So you're a stranger to the rest of the party, is what you're saying, Morag, right?
Yeah, I think
you
so.
just kind of met him tonight. How'd you guys go about sitting down? Did you just sit down at the table while the three of them were at the table, or?
I think maybe I was sitting there first.
And then they kind of just sat around you?
Okay. At my table. Yeah.
We're trying to solve a bet here. I bet that it's a human underneath that helmet.
Yeah. I can go. I think I know why my guy is gravitating towards you two, because one of you is a paladin, the other is a cleric. My guy's name is Lothric Shadowmantle, or as he's known by his unwitting nickname, Crazy Lothric. He is a younger high elf, dark hair, light eyes. He's very average looking. It's kind of the eerie thing about him. He could just kind of slip back into a crowd. He kind of looks like the Unabomber wanted poster, if you know what I mean. He dresses kind of conservatively, and he notably carries around this staff. It's very old. It's a family heirloom. It's got like a hand motif where you see all these hands have been carved, but it like on it. But it's very old and it's chipped up from like bonking people on the head. Lothric's, you guys know this about him because he probably told you all about it. Is he was enlisted in this very prestigious academy, but he got in trouble for doing experiments with like necromancy and kind of pushing the boundaries. While that was going on, there was something like a series of crimes by these people were waking up and their hands were missing. So they said that there's like a hand snatcher on the loose, right? And everybody blamed Lothric, and he, to this day, swears that he's not the hand snatcher. He had nothing to do with these crimes. He's being framed. It's nothing to do with it. And they tried to hang him and kill him, like they kind of lynched him like a lynch mob. And the rope broke. He still has the noose, and they just kind of let him go after that. And I think he's probably gravitated towards you guys because you're like a paladin and a cleric, and he's just trying to like clear his name. Like, look, I'm hanging out with these suspicious religious people. I'm not a shady character at all. He's very unemotional. He's very almost like kind of has like a monotone voice. He doesn't get very excited. The fact that he has the staff with the hands on it is actually just a coincidence because he had nothing to do with those crimes either. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add, or anybody else want to add anything?
Yeah, we just gotta figure out how we know each other.
Well, we know that Morag just met you guys because you sat down at his table.
Yeah, why are we hanging out there, Crazy Lorik?
I probably, like I said, gravitated towards you because you're a paladin and you look like I'm pretty frail, like I'm very small and you're pretty tough, so I probably just kind of buddied up to you, like on the road, maybe. Yeah.
What's your you want to make some money kind of thing?
Yeah, I can do magic. I can be of service to you. We can work together.
All right. Well, then you know that my guy's all about hope and spreading hope. But it's in a twisted little way. Like he loves to gamble. And that moment right before you know whether you're going to win or lose, that moment of hope is what he chases. Tries to inspire into people.
Chases the unicorn.
But my funds have run awfully low, so we need to do something for work. And I'm a nomad, so we're looking for some good work, not any evil stuff.
So we see this masked man sit down, and I would probably look at you, and we would start talking about it. What do you think he is exactly under there?
Human.
What makes you think human?
Because they're babies.
Well,
they're always scared about what other people think about them.
He's wearing his helmet indoors. He must be horribly disfigured if he's a human. Could be an orc. My vote is orc. Orc would hide its face.
Let's make this a bet, though.
How much?
I don't know. Let me see how much I have.
I don't know if Crazy Lothric.
I have 39. 1 gold piece.
Oh, 1 gold's fine. So quite intrusively, we make our way, and this elf and this Asimar sit down across from you, Morag.
Morag puts down a gold piece on the table, too. He says, neither of you are right.
Well, let's see it. Are you horribly disfigured?
He lifts up his visor. He's got like a double visor helmet under his white hood, and the only secret is that he's not a man, he's a woman.
Oh.
Yeah, what's your race?
Human. Normal human woman.
I started grabbing the coins then.
No,
Whoa.
I get the coins because you said I was a human man.
And I think I just said human.
What do you think, Crazy Lothric?
I'm gonna try to persuasion too, because I'm a paladin. I don't really lie, so.
Okay, so it's gonna be up against his wisdom. So you have
wisdom?
You rolled a 19. What's your wisdom? 18. So yeah.
Can I give myself guidance?
Why not?
He wants that 1 gold.
I grab my selenite holy symbol and look up to the moon above us and roll guidance.
Yikes! So it's a tie.
Tie.
You can split the coin if you want.
We keep our coins.
Or you could give it to me.
Lothric's.
Yes. Well, what brings you here in this, I look around, establishment, Morag? Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, you can call me Moore.
Moore?
I've been hunting were creatures, curses, madness, and healing people throughout the small towns and villages. Just taking a night off to have a drink.
Oh, all right. So Valen will be super interested. So he'll sit there asking 1,000 questions about it. Like, what kind of were creatures? What's the craziest one you've ever seen? Let me tell you about this time I saw a were turtle.
I've never heard of a were turtle. That sounds made up.
Would you consider yourself an expert on these were creatures?
Selenites learn. All of us learn about were creatures and lycanthropes, and we don't consider them evil, as lycanthropy was given by Selene as a gift, and it was only twisted into a curse by other gods. So I try to seek out good lycanthropes.
Real close to him too, and kind of whiff some of my perfume towards him. Be like, "You like the smell of that?"
Oh wow!
You wear perfume?
Oh, he's got that perfume. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I think you're hitting on me, and I'm not into it.
So you think it's bad smelling?
No, I just not into perfumery. Very serious.
I'm gonna sit over here and I'm gonna whisper to Lorik and be like, "I think they might be a lycanthrope."
They certainly have an unhealthy fascination with them. Tell me, when the victim of one of these curses is turned to a beast, do they maintain their senses? I have read about mixed results. Sometimes they are beasts, sometimes they are completely in control. I just realized I'm kind of putting you on the spot, Alex. I'm sorry, you might not even know this.
Oh, I'm prepared.
Okay.
I'm prepared.
I'm not trying to drill you.
No, I mean, this is my religion, so. It depends. There's the curse of lycanthropy, which is usually delivered by a bite from another lycanthrope, which generally leaves the person turning into a beast, which isn't in control, and the original person isn't in control, so we try to cure them. But there's another kind of lycanthropy, which is not considered a curse, which is given down from your parents, which our religion still believes is a blessing.
Blessing. Interesting. This guy, you see him, he's just kind of staring you up and down with this kind of expressionless gaze.
Morag, now that you can see that her helmet is raised, she feels very uncomfortable that you can see her face. But she's very young. She's like 18 or 20.
Okay.
Alder says, are there any lycanthropes around here you've recently seen?
No, it's been pretty calm around these parts. Mainly just going from town to town healing people.
All right, sounds like you're pretty hard up for cash as well.
I don't really lust for coins, but I'm into looking for where I can be of service.
All right, well, let's go get some, we need to make money here. So I'm going to go back to that conversation of what do we do? You want to see if there's anything to do here or get out of here?
Well, all I care about really is furthering my research, but I do in fact need coin to do such. Therefore, I'm willing to do what it takes, as long as the work is fitting to my expertise. I kind of gaze around the tavern. This is kind of like, I think he's, especially since he almost got lynched, he's a little bit of a paranoid kind of guy. Do I notice anyone watching us or any kind of shady figures, Lars? I can roll a perception.
Roll me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Yeah, looking around the tavern itself, there's a number of different things. It's a pretty busy tavern tonight. A couple things that you do kind of remember coming into the tavern is a mist-like fog rolling in when you guys entered the tavern. The second thing on the tavern itself is nothing more of too much except for behind the bar there's a large crest that shows a fox wearing a crown, obviously after the name of the tavern itself, which is Fox and Crown. But everybody else doesn't look shady. They look like either traveling merchants or perhaps just townspeople from Daggerford itself. So nothing seems to be completely out of the ordinary, other than that the fog seemed weird. The misty fog that was rolling in kind of around the tavern itself was about the only thing that kind of gave you a little concern, because it just kind of came out of nowhere. There wasn't really any signs of weather rolling in at all. And with that, to a party of seasoned adventurers such as yourselves, what you see is but another dull tavern in another town in some nameless province. It is but another span of time between the challenges of true adventuring. And like I had talked about, outside the tavern, a fog lies over the town this evening. The damp, cobbled pavement glistens, and the lights of street lanterns dance across the stick stones the slick stones. The fog chills the bone and shivers the soul of anyone outside. Yet inside these tavern walls, the food is hearty, and the ale is warm and frothy. A fire blazes in the hearth, and the tavern is alive with thrumming voices of townsfolk. Within moments, the tavern door swings open, and a hush falls over the room. Framed by the lamplight fog, a form strides through the doorway. His heavy-booted footfalls and the jingle of his coins shatter the silence. His brightly colored clothes are draped in loose folds around him, and his hat hangs askew, hiding his eyes in the shadow. Without hesitation, he walks up to your table and stands proudly in a wide stance and folded arms. And I've got a handout for you guys of the gentleman standing in front of your table. And I'll show this to you guys. It should be dropped into your journal.
Yep.
And this is the gentleman standing in front of you. And he says to you all, in an accented voice, he says, I have been sent to you to deliver this message. If you be creature of honor, you will come to my master's aid at first light. It is not advisable to travel the Salvage Woods at night. He pulls from his tunic a sealed letter addressed to all of you in a beautiful flowing script. He drops the letter on the table. Take the west road from here, some 5 hours march down through the Salvage Woods. There you will find my master in Barovia. Amid the silent stares of the patronage, the man strides to the bar and says to the barkeep, Fill the glasses, one and all. Their throats are obviously parched. He drops a heavy purse with gold on the bar. With that, he leaves. The babble of tavern voices resumes, although somewhat subdued. This letter is lying before you. There's a seal on the shape of a crest that you don't recognize. I'm going to go ahead and give you a handout of what the seal looks like. It should be in everybody's journal. If none of these are in your journal, guys, let me know. So that is the seal that is sealed this envelope. Okay? It's a wax seal.
I've never seen that.
Okay.
No one else goes for it. I'll use my mage hand to grab the letter and kind of drag it across the table into my hands, and I'll try not to break the seal, like damage it, but I'll open it and take the letter out.
Okay.
And read it out loud.
So it says, Hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lowly servant of Barovia, and honor to thee, we place for thy so desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Arina Koliana, has been affected by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have her saved from this menace. There is much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows. Thou shalt not but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand, and that I have shall be thine. And it's signed Kolian Androvich, Burgomaster. Okay, and this I'm going to show to you guys in your journal. So that is the letter that you have opened up.
I'm glad you read that, Lars, because I could never read that handwriting, man. That's hurt my eyes.
Well, it's good that you did. So, tell me again if you guys can't see that in your journal. And that is the letter from the Burgomaster himself of Barovia. So, Barovia.
I'm gonna ask the cleric there. Do you think this is lycanthropy?
It's hard to say, but if they can be healed, I'd like to try.
wealth and opportunity to help a burgermeister, this could do wonders to further my research and clear my name of those heinous accusations. I say we check it out.
I'm gonna be like, wait a minute, what accusations?
I thought you already knew. Have you wondered why everyone calls me Crazy Lothric? The Hand Snatcher?
Honestly, no, I haven't.
Look, at my academy, I was doing some experiments, just innocent stuff, putting rat heads onto chicken bodies and trying to animate them, just innocent stuff. And meanwhile, there was some lunatic going around cutting people's hands off, and they blamed me. They said I was the hand snatcher, and I wasn't. They tried to hang me. In fact, and I pull out this, like, noose kind of out of my bag, and it's, like, thump it on the table. The rope broke right as they dropped the hangman's platform out from underneath of me. They let me go after that. I don't think they really thought through the implications of liching someone of my family status. But yes, I'm just trying to escape the past, clear my name.
Maybe.
And I gotta... Go ahead.
Maybe because you carry a staff with hands on it, they thought.
No. This is a family heirloom. My family's had this for years. I had this way before anyone was snatching hands out of the academy.
Yeah, well, what do you say? You're not doing yourself any favors there, killer.
Look. I had the staff. I was in the laboratory. People all over the academy were waking up with missing their hands. I had witnesses. They saw me in a separate location than the crime when it went on. Everywhere I go, Lothric, there goes Crazy Lothric. It's almost a branding thing now. That's how people know me. Oh, I'm Lothric Shadowmantle. Who? Oh, Crazy Lothric. Oh, you're that guy. You're the hand snatcher.
Well, at least you got something going for yourself.
Yes.
I just, for the record, don't condone hand snatching.
Well, neither do I.
And as you guys are having this discussion, the barkeep comes by with ales, wines, and whatever, and places on your table what the figure, the man himself, had left the money for.
Drink an ale.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
I'll take one of the wines and hold it up. Well, here's to you, friend Moore and Valen. May our partnership bear fruits.
What's the other guy's name?
Oh, you guys see him too?
I assume it's I don't know how you pronounce that. Locusy?
Locke.
Okay.
He just wanted to be called Locke, yeah. His
Okay,
name.
then Locke it is. Okay, so that's who he is. That's Locke.
He's I believe he's a Shadar Kai. I played one of those in one of the other campaigns we did.
Yes, he is. And
What's that?
He's very quiet.
Yes, he has a lot to think about.
he's got to finish he didn't finish his character either, so get on him,
Well,
He
Joseph. Get on him for
didn't?
next Monday. Now he's not even completed. So
I thought he did.
No.
What? I'll talk to him. Okay.
well, he hasn't even joined the game yet. So when he gets time, he's got to join the game and finish his character, so I can finish his token.
I think he made it in the other game or something.
Well, no, because what I did is I transferred your guys' all your characters from the last game. I transferred them over to this game, so that's what was transferred. What his unfinished character sheet.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
He's interested in playing. Trust me.
No, I know he is because we had him and I talked on Discord last week about it.
Yeah.
So he's very much still interested. He just got tied up at work with some stuff at work. So, all right. So, look, you guys, this strange man comes in, talks to you, gives you a letter from his master, the burgomaster of Barovia, and needs you to go and help the daughter of the burgomaster, right? Katerina, right?
Yes.
And so the letter states that...
Wait till morning before we go.
yeah. And you got 5 hours, 3 hours, something like that, journey. Okay. So,
Okay.
what do you guys? I mean, you guys can continue discussing if you want. I just want to make sure you guys are on track. There's no time limit here, guys. You can do whatever you want. You just need to get a viable thing if you decide to take this adventure, which is the only linear. This is the only linear thing about this. If you choose to follow the letter and take the road as it says to, it'll take about 5 hours where you need to go. Here's the thing, though. You've never heard of this place, okay? This town. Never heard of it. Never heard of the woods he talks about. Nothing like that. So it's interesting. You guys know you've been up and down the Sword Coast. You've been along the Trades Way. You've gone north as far as up to Neverwinter, maybe even Luskin at that point, and as far south as Baldur's Gate. So along this whole route on the Sword Coast there, you have never heard of this town, and you have never heard of those woods.
Well, as we're kind of discussing it, Lothric remarks, well, human civilizations are often quaint and only last a few years. Not like we elves can build. No offense, more, but it's probably just some little startup place. What even is a Burgermeister? That's like a lord, is it not? Wasn't an elected official.
Never heard of that title.
Sounds important enough. Dawnborn, you're a rumbling, tumbling traveler. You've never heard of this place either? Barovia?
No, I've never heard it, and I've traveled with many gypsies too. I've heard of a lot of things. I haven't heard of Barovia.
Gypsies. Lothric kind of subtly checks his pouch, to see if his gold is still there.
Yeah, it could be a trap.
Traveling with gypsies your whole life, roll me a history check, please. Valen.
$15.
Yeah, so this this man that came by wore a lot of the same clothing, something that he read back in some tomes of a gypsy tribe. Unusual that this tribe is gone. It doesn't exist anymore, according to the writings that you have read in the past, in the books that you've read. But this gypsy tribe, which is extinct supposedly, called the Vistani.
So I know they're okay.
Yep. And you remember reading that the Vistani are wanderers traveling about in horse-drawn, barrel-topped wagons, which they build themselves. They are typically flamboyant, dressing in bright colors, and laughing often. As much as they feel at home in their past lands, which, of course, are historically not around anywhere, they tend to be silversmiths, coppersmiths, haberdashers, cooks, weavers, musicians, entertainers, storytellers, toolmakers, and horse traders. They also earn their money, or they did earn their money, by telling fortunes and selling information. And then they spent their money, whatever they earned, to support a lavish lifestyle, display their wealth openly as a sign of prosperity, and share their good fortune with family and friends.
Yeah, I definitely hung out with them a few times.
So but to you, and your readings and everything, you know they supposedly are an extinct race or tribe of people. This is going to be in everybody's journal, a good picture and a good representation of the Vistani. So that should be in your journal. Okay?
Interesting.
Look at the people sitting at the bar.
It's a big old instrument, man. It's like a...
You see Valen do like eureka moment, and then he kind of just turns around and looks at this table over here. Do they look like they're Vistani?
They very well could be. They do look similar dressed as the gentleman who brought you the letter. But again, the town itself, the locations themselves that he had mentioned, bring no recollection to any of you. As far as your travels go, as seasoned travelers that you are, seasoned adventurers that you are.
I'm going to turn around and be like, yeah, I think there's some gypsies hanging out in here. But I think that was a gypsy that dropped off the letter.
Lothric's suddenly gonna get his coin pouch out of his pocket and put it like in his front, so it's harder to pickpocket.
Unborn, do you think the letter carrier was trustworthy?
Honestly, though, like, what are we going to do? There's only one way to find out. I don't know, like, I'm just going to look at Lothric and be like, unless, like, this is some sort of plot to get this guy back to the noose.
It could very well be. I look at the note again. Well, like you said, we won't know until we go there.
Well, if there's a sick girl, I'd like to go see to her. And if you all want to accompany me, I won't stop you.
Of course, of course.
So is it nighttime right now?
Yes, it is night. It is definitely night. Probably.
I know they said not to go at night, but maybe we should go at night just in case it is a trap.
I'm very comfortable in the night, so I'm happy to do whatever.
Well, if I'm outvoted, I suppose we can leave, depart right now.
So the messenger, Ted, said to take the road west from here. Just a reminder.
Yes.
If we leave now, we should be there by dawn.
It might leave a good impression that we could handle ourselves on a dangerous road at night. Or it just might make us look like fools.
Or we can go ask these guys over here if they can read the letter. It's in a handwriting we're not familiar with. See if they have a reaction to it.
Maybe we should ask them if they heard of Barovia.
We can ask that too.
Yes.
Or this Kolyan Indirovich person.
Well, we could make friendly with them. Just try not to mention anything about that whole hand snatcher business. Trying to keep a low profile.
You seem pretty familiar with these gypsy types. Maybe you'd get along with them.
Yeah. You just see me kind of get up with my drink and go over, and I'm going to just go over here and introduce myself. And before they can introduce themselves, I'm going to be like, have you ever heard of Barovia?
Oh, so the three of them sit there and they all stop what they're doing. They were chatting. They put their drinks down. And one of the larger fellowed men, and they all look, well, like flamboyant clothing. Something you remember reading in your books about the Zani. He says, ha, Barovia, of course. Who's not heard of Barovia? Of course we have. Absolutely. But they say it is a mythical place. Does not exist anymore. We have not been to Baroria in many, many years. Why do you ask, friend?
I'm going to show him the letter.
And as you hand the letter to him and he begins to read it, his face becomes very serious. And he says, Who has given you this letter? Where does this letter come from? I do not understand. The burgomaster of Bavaria requests your assistance? This place does not exist anymore. I am confused.
I'd be like, you know, the guy who just bought all the bar drinks? He gave us this letter.
We were too busy conversing and drinking here to have noticed a man come in and hand you the letter. But
Alright, so what do you mean this place doesn't exist?
This is grave serious news on this letter. Perhaps you should do as the letter asks. Try to find Bavaria. He did not tell you of a road to take. Do it, did he not? Your messenger?
I'm gonna kind of like turn to the other people and be like,
Road. He told us to take the western road, I believe.
Western road, yes. Follow it into the mist. Perhaps,
yeah,
perhaps that will take you to Barovia.
yeah. Can you give us any information about Barovia?
But then he gets close to you and he says, Beware, my friend. You must save this child, this woman. Save her. And be very careful when you go to Barovia. It is a dangerous place if you want to find this mythical town, the land. And then he takes a big swig, wipes his mouth, and then he just kind of nods at you. Nothing more to say.
Alright, I'm coming back over here and telling the party here. He said they were too busy drinking to pay attention, but he knew that they would. They said something about a road. Even I didn't even know that. Which is suspect to me.
I think we should go now. I tire of this place.
Agreed. If things get too dangerous, I
Yeah,
think
this just sounds like an ambush, though.
Yes. Well, I have a few.
We're gonna wake up in the morning. We're gonna go on this road, and then all these guys are gonna pop out, and then they're gonna hang this other guy over here for having weird hands on his staff. And I'm like, this is one of these situations where we probably just want to get out of here right now.
We're all agreed. Quiet Elf, do you agree?
So
knock once.
The four of you,
burglar.
The four of you are in agreement to take the West Road and to try find this mythical land.
Yeah, but we're gonna do it at night.
Barovia, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Eyes on the lookout.
I do. Lothric does want to get across if things get too crazy. He has some good spells that might be able to cover our exit if we have to help us get away. Like fog cloud and grease and stuff like that.
Okay. So the four of you begin your
Wait a minute.
What?
When he used his mage hand, did it look like a severed hand?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely hands.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's innocent. They never proved it.
So you guys head out, right? You leave the tavern and head into the road heading west. The mist, once you leave the tavern, the mist and fog surrounds you, but not engulfs you, right? So it's more of laying around the area and not actually engulfing the whole tavern or road. You're able to make out the western road and begin to head that way. We're going to go back to the title page for now to do a little talking here. So you will begin to make your journey along the west road. It is dark. It is late at night, probably 11:30, maybe even close to midnight. and as you make your way west on the West Road, you travel what seems for many hours. You begin to get weary and tired, and you notice a few things that the mist and the fog around you begins to enclose more as you continue heading west on your journey, and it begins to kind of slowly overtake the party as you continue journeying. Eventually, you're completely surrounded in a thick fog, and you can't see more than a few feet in front of you. You can look down, you can see the dirt road, you're still on the road. You seem to still be heading west as far as you know, but it is such a thick, dense fog and misty. So it's kind of, you can feel the cold mist on your skin, on any of your exposed skin. There is a deathly silence. You don't hear any animals, you don't hear any night creatures of any sort walking through this thick fog that has engulfed you. The only thing the four of you can hear are your footfalls on the dirt road and your breathing, and if any of you have spoken within the last 3 to 4 hours of traveling.
Yeah, I've been telling stories the whole time.
If I can, I mean, this might be kind of redundant, but can I tell if this is some magic fog with my expertise on arcane arts?
Yeah, roll an Arcana check for me.
Joseph's pretty confident, but I just want to know if Lothar would understand. Okay, 26.
So, not sure as much as if it's magical or is it something else. It's really hard to say at this point. Is it a curse? Is it magic? It's really hard for you to read at this point, and as soon as you guys get to this point where you're starting to get tired and cold, you have now kind of reached the clearing. You can start to see a little bit further ahead in the fog, and you begin to start to make out certain things, including that it's no longer night, but more like of an eerie dawn, not bright light as you begin to leave this thick fog of the road. There is a heavy overcast as you begin to leave the fog on this dirt road. In the sky, the sun is coming up, but the clouds are so thick, it's very hard to see any kind of sunlight of the dawn sun through any of the thick clouds. You can see the sun, but not producing a lot of light with it. It's chilly, it's cold. There is a slight rain, and you now are fully out of the thick fog. Your party is, and you notice that you're on a road. In front of you is a large stone gate with two large towering headless statues. On either side of you are thick forests, and there is the fog is kind of intertwining into this thick trees, but it's not like the thick fog you just walked out of, more of just kind of a thinner, more regular fog. In the distance on either side of you of this forest, you hear wolves crying on either side of you. In the distance. It doesn't seem like they're close quite yet. I'm going to read you a little bit of a description here with it. So where we're at. Okay. So black pools of water stand like dark mirrors in and around the muddy roadway. Giant trees loom on both sides of the road, their branches clawing at the mist. And then, like I said, you see this set of gates in front of you. The fog spills out to the forest to swallow up the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses. Looming gray in the fog, huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet. They greet you only with silence. And the iron gates are shut. And, like I said, on either side of you are these thick forests, wooded forests, and you can hear the wolf cries on either side of you. It doesn't sound like there's a pack. It sounds right now, at the moment, maybe one or two are calling to each other on either side of you.
If I can, I'm instantly gonna ask more. Like, what do you think of those howls? Does that sound like a lycanthrope to you?
It sounds like a wolf to me. But you can't really tell.
This is a dreary place. And I look at the gate. Do I see any signs of life? Are there any watchmen?
Nothing at all. These gates are shut. You see these very old, decrepit, large, towering statues, guardian statues with the heads laying in the weeds, the howling of the wolves. What is everybody's passive perception?
Where is it?
Yeah, where is it?
The passive perception?
The new character sheets.
Oh,
it's on the right under senses.
Yes.
Oh, 14.
Okay.
I have 16.
Okay.
Right under senses? Where's senses?
Under armor class. If you have the combat.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Mine's 10.
Okay.
Oh.
So, Morgan, with that passive perception, you catch the scent of death
I say,
in the air.
I just caught the scent of death in the air.
So,
It's not me.
I look immediately at you.
Look around, like kind of blank expression.
I'm gonna grab a rock from the ground,
okay.
and I'm gonna cast cantrip light on it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna throw it past the gates to see if there's like some sort of trap or something, or anything hiding over there.
So, you're going to try to throw the rock between the gate bars, right? This rusted iron gate bars into the other, see if you can kind of toss on their side. Okay. Let's roll me a dexterity check for that to see how well you can throw that rock through the bars, if you're actually going to make it through between the bars or not. Yeah, so as you toss it, it goes like 10 feet in front of you and then just kind of drops and hits the muddy road that you guys are walking on.
Is it still lit up?
Oh yeah, that thing's glowing.
Oh god, Lothric's just gonna go, and he's gonna step up and he's gonna get his mage hand out and he'll pick it up and like manually move it, like not. It's like obviously like, and he's gonna drop it where you wanted to throw it.
So when your mage hand comes out, it is no longer what your original mage hand looked like before you went through the mist and the fog. It now is a skeleton hand.
Whoa. He's trying to act like that doesn't bother him.
Okay.
Yep. That's completely normal.
So you kind of drop the rock in between the bars on the other to the gate there. Is that what you're planning to do with this? Okay.
We don't need to throw the rock. Yeah, we'll just do that.
Yeah, so you drop it and nothing happens. And as soon as you drop that rock, that scent is stronger to you now, Morik, and it seems to be pulling you kind of off the road, not quite where you think it's to the forest quite yet, but just somewhere a little bit off the road, maybe 10, 15 feet from the road to the north is where the scent is coming from. And then you hear the wolves again, and it seems to you, let's throw a nature check. Somebody throw me a nature check.
Oh, not me.
I'll give guidance to someone else.
Well, let me.
Who's got high intelligence?
Me.
Oh,
I have.
it'd be left.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is
me.
me. It is me. I'm sorry. I thought that was a wisdom. Yeah, I have good nature. If you want to give me guidance.
Yeah.
Go over there and see what he's looking at, too.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
You guys' rolls
wow.
are so bad tonight. That's great.
I see grass and trees.
You can't tell if there's more wolves in the last howls that you heard in the distance in the wolves. But within about 15 feet off the road there, Morig, you do see under the foul scent leads you to a human corpse, half buried in the underbrush about 15 feet from the road. The young man appears to be a commoner. His muddy clothes are torn and raked with claw marks. Crows have been at the body, which is surrounded by paw prints. The man has obviously been dead for several days. He holds a crumpled envelope in one hand.
I'll reach and grab the envelope from his hand.
Okay, so you pull the kind of crumpled envelope out and you kind of flatten it out and kind of straighten it out. And there's a large bee sets in the wax seal. The parchment is worn and flimsy, but otherwise still sealed with the wax seal with the bee pressed into the wax seal. Capital B.
Did we open it?
Yeah, so you open it, and inside another handwritten letter that says, "Hail thee of might and valor. I, the burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Arina Koliana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by the vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbol of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. I leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we all are departed for a better life." And that's signed Kolyan Indoriyevich, Burgomaster. And I'll go ahead and put this in your guys' journal. Okay? So that should be in everybody's journal.
But she's not sick after all. She's been bitten by a vampire, whatever that is.
What would could I do some kind of check to see how much Lothric would know about vampires? He obviously has an interest in necromancy, so he may have come across something.
I'll even let you go with an advantage on your history. Do a history check.
Okay.
For me. Yep.
That's one of the things I think I'm good at here. Oops.
So
I can
yeah,
I can roll I can roll twice, can't I? Hold on,
yeah, I
did
gave you
advantage.
advantage on it. Yes.
Oh my god! What?
Wow, your everybody's rolls tonight are just terrible.
What are the statistics of that happening?
For some reason, a lot of this information kind of slips your memory. You cannot, for the life of you, just remember very much at all. Although you do remember studying about it in the past, for some reason, maybe the walk, a 5-hour walk, and getting through the fog, and the nervousness of the wolves, and perhaps finding this half-eaten body with a letter on it that is more. Something is off here, right? You're thinking, all of you. You got a letter in Daggerford, right? in the tavern at the Fox and Crown, right? Seems different between the two, right? So you're starting to think, well, what's going on here? Why does our letter say this, but this letter, clearly the same signatures are on it? Well, so you think, right? You may compare the letters if you want, but something seems different here. Something's not right, right? To the two letters that you just found. This letter to the one that you got last night.
I have calligraphy proficiency. Can I see if they're the same handwriting?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
Lothric will give you the note. Yeah.
Go ahead and go ahead and roll on your little calligraphy kit for me.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I can.
Yep. So an 8.
Oh, dang.
For now, and you would take a lot more studying of it, maybe in a warm, less damp environment. For now, though, the signatures and the handwriting seem similar to you, but not without. You would have to, like I said, you do further studies on it. Perhaps, like I said, in a better environment, may result in a different result from it for you. So. Again, we're what's that?
Maybe if we get somewhere dry, I can study this further.
Sure, absolutely.
My current theory, and he rolled low on this vampire check, this could in fact be some kind of scam, or some kind of trap for adventurers. Send them these notes, drag them out to a secluded place, and I nod at the corpse. Kill them, take their belongings. In fact, does he have anything even left on him? And I'm going to use my staff to kind of poke around, maybe even combining my mage hand and kind of search him a bit. Does this corpse have anything on it?
Roll me an investigation check.
Well, I think this is what he's really good at. Yeah, this is his best thing. So I should.
That's what you said the last.
Oh my God! What the hell? No. Okay, what is going on here?
Oh my goodness!
Rigged.
This is fucking great.
Hold on. This is just a test. Hold on. This is a test one. This isn't a real.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not just rolling 9. It's like,
so
oh
you
my
were
God.
Roll20 is actually really good with this. There are algorithm on their rolls.
Yeah.
So it's just all the luck of the draw. All right. So no, you don't find anything on it, on his persons, other than if he did have something on it, it's gone now. I remember his clothes are shredded. Either wolves or whatever has gotten to him. Crows have half pecked out one of his eyes, kind of pulled at his skin and wounds, and have eaten part of it. So, also the letter. One thing you did notice: the letter is dated 1 week ago.
But it had a different wax seal.
And it did. Yes, that's true.
Right. Instead of the seal, the fancy seal, right? That you were on the one envelope. Why is this one only got a large capital B set into this wax seal? Which, by the way, you just broke it. It's still broken.
The letter B.
It's the capital letter B.
I'm so stupid. I thought I put a B like an insect bee, like the honeybee?
Yeah,
bumblebee. Yeah, I thought. I thought maybe they had like a meatery. Like that's where my mind went.
That's a good idea. Yeah, but no. So what is it? What does the B stand for? What do you think the B stands for? Possibly, right? Either Bravovia or Burgermeister, right? So that's the other thing, very odd between your two letters, right? You've got one seal, same guy, same Burgermeister of the town of Barovia, right? But two different seals. Something to think about, right?
One's a forgery.
Find out tonight.
Again, the wolves seem more, and they seem a little bit closer. The sounds.
I want to investigate the gate.
Okay.
Well,
what's that?
Oh, I was before we left the corpse. I was going to ask more. You mentioned that you were somewhat of a healer, correct?
Yes.
Would you be able to tell what killed this person? Obviously, a beast did it, but was it a lycanthrope or just an average wolf? If you have, might be better at it than me. Maybe.
Yeah, can I investigate
Yeah, you
the...
can do an investigation check, and I'll let you even. Or let's
Oh.
let's do a survival check with
Can I do
advantage.
medicine?
I asked because it
Well,
was a
medicine.
medicine.
You
I
can
thought it
use
was a
medicine
medicine.
too. Medicine with advantage.
I'm kind of metagaming. Yeah, sorry.
Well, survival would work too, because survival would give you an absolute beast of it, but it'll work too. Medicine will work also. So yeah, so hard to say. Most likely, in your professional opinion, with the 11, you think probably dire wolves more than werewolves or like that. Okay.
Same things that are howling right now.
Yes, dire wolves. So, and they're beginning to be a little like more howling back and forth on either sides of these thick woods. Again, as the sun rises, all you see is the really silhouette of the sun, and it's just constantly this gray, dawn-like light. It's not getting any brighter, so that's something else that's very odd happening here that you've noticed. Hard for the sun to break through these clouds to really show any type of light other than its constant dawn light.
Without turning my back to the forest, I'm going to kind of back towards the path a bit.
Okay.
You sure you don't want his hands?
Of course not. What would I do with hands?
Nice.
It's not even the valuable part of a corpse. The brain or the spinal fluid, perhaps, but not the hands. He kind of starts mumbling under his breath.
Okay, I want to investigate the gate closer.
Okay. So you go up to the gate. So what you notice about it, they're rusted iron gates. They're huge. They hang on the stonework, and you can see water and dew that's clinging to the cold, rusted bars. Beyond the gate itself is more of a road on the other side of this eastern gates. You would think you're on the eastern gates. You're not sure. You're on the west road, or you thought you were on the west road still once you became in here. A couple things. You begin to hear the wolves sound like there's more of them, but closer, even closer, almost at the edge of the forest. There is where the sound has now gotten loud too. You also hear growling and again howling happening. Branches and twigs are breaking, leaves, you can hear leaves being crushed. So these wolves seem to be right at the edge of the forest, almost ready to be upon you. When you hear the clickety-clack of horse hooves falling from the fog that you just not too long ago had walked through onto this road. You hear a couple horses' sounds, neighing, and other snouts and sounds that the horses are making. As you hear it, you also hear the sound of a wagon wheel on the muddy road with it coming, and a slight whistle tune of a whistle coming through the fog. Within moments, you see what the sounds you heard. You see a horse-driven wagon, barreled, like the barrel top wagon, a gypsy wagon, and a flamboyant dressed man who looks to be in his 40s with a well-groomed beard and mustache and a long pipe hanging out of his mouth that's lit and smoke is coming up. And every so often he pulls the pipe out and whistles a tune as the horse pulls this very nice barrel wagon, very nicely bright colored greens and reds and oranges and blues. There's you can see a small little metal stove chimney stack coming out the top, and he's on making sounds to the horses, and he stops and sees the four of you, and he tilts his hat a little bit from the rain and kind of wipes his brow, takes a big long draw on his pipe. The wolves that were nearby, almost ready to pounce on the four of you, have dispersed, and you don't no longer hear them. As he looks and squints at the four of you and says, "The four of you, are you lost, perchance? You don't look like you're from this area. Do you now?"
Can I see who's talking?
Yeah, I just described it to him. I don't actually have a token for him. He's right here with this.
Okay.
It's a horse-driven wagon. Again, the gypsy-style wagon with the barrel top. There's quarters inside there. And so he's sitting up there, perched up there on the driver's seat. Takes a long draw on the pipe again, and he says, "Four of you don't look very much like Barvoviar citizens," he says with a long smile.
Oh, but we're trying to get there.
"Where have you come from, my friends? My new friends," he says with a smile.
Oh, good. I'm going to tell them I'm from all over, but we recently just left Daggerford.
Never heard of this place, Daggerford.
You were
Somewhere.
invited here by the burgomaster.
And he stops for a moment, and he takes a long draw on the pipe again and releases a couple circles of smoke. "You say the burgomaster of the town of
Koi. That was Burgermeister Koyen Indro. He's trying to pronounce this name. Indrovich, some human name like that.
Kolien Indrovich. Yes, of course. He's the burgomaster of the town of Bavaria. Of course. And he invited you here.
Yes. Apparently there's some kind of trouble, and he's looking for people to help. I kind of eye this guy up and down.
Yeah, and he smiles. He says, "For his adopted daughter, I believe. Who you're coming to help? So you need to get into the town. And the old gates, they are not opening for you. I see."
That pretty much sums it up.
"Yeah, my name is Oleg. Oleg Ranovich. This here is Fang." He pats the horse.
Oh, I was going to say it's horse.
The horse is named Fang.
"Yes, of course. Why wouldn't it be named Fang?"
Lothric blinks slowly. Doesn't say anything.
Oleg. So, and your names are?
I'm going to say my name is Valen Dawnborn. Pleased to meet
Pleasure,
you.
Valen. And he nods at you, draws heavy on his pipe again. What about you, the rest of you here?
Well, I am Lothric Shadowmantle. I'm crazy Lothric, and no, I am not the hand snatcher.
Why would I think you to be our hand snatcher?
You see this little glint of, like, relief and joy in his face, like he finally met someone who doesn't... No reason at all.
Good to know. And you, in the hood?
Maybe you shouldn't tell everyone that you're a hand snatcher when we meet them.
It's better to clarify that I'm not a hand snatcher.
My name's Morag.
It's a pleasure, Morag. So, you've come from this place, Daggerford, and now you'll stand at the gates. The wolves approach. I'm sure you've heard the wolves. Those wolves are Strahd's dire wolves. Yes? You know who Strahd is, right?
I take it nobody knows Strahd
No,
in the party yet.
nobody does. Yes, those, his dire wolves, and they were quite hungry for you, I believe. Quite early in the morning, yes. And they are looking for food, and you four fit the bill. So, you need to go to the town. That is what I'm understanding, correct? You got a letter of some sort? Told you to come here? Go to the town of Bavovia? Save
Yes,
his daughter? What?
Yes, precisely right. Yes.
So,
You got the keys to this gate?
of course. Here is one thing about Bavaria. Once you enter, the gates let you enter. But the gates never open to let you out. Keep that in mind when we go through these gates. Come onto my wagon. I will ride the west of the way.
Be like,
To the
wait a
town.
minute, you can go back and forth, but we can't?
This is a gift, you can say. I take you to the town. We'll ride to the town the rest of the way. Keep the wolves at bay. And there, I'll wait for you. Because I would like you to meet someone at my camp after you're done in the town. Once you're done in the town, I will take you to our camp. Someone wishes to meet you there. Trust me, no nefarious business at all. You'll not be mugged or harmed. I promise you that. As a Vicini, that is my honor and my promise to you. So, do you wish to get on the wagon and ride the rest of the way? Or are you happy to walk in this mud-forsaken road? You wish? Get all muddy and wet? That is up to you.
No,
But I can
I'll take a ride.
I'll take you through the gates into the town.
I kind of watch Valen. I know this is his kind of area. He knows gypsies better than me. See what he thinks about this.
I think we should heed his warning. Like, once we go in, we ain't coming back out.
And you think we should take the ride?
Well, if we're gonna help this woman, yeah, we have to.
Okay. Lothric will
Plus,
get
like,
on the
something of mystery here, so I'm very intrigued.
Okay.
I reluctantly follow them.
Do you all get onto the wagon itself? He's got room up front on the driver's seat, and then on the back of the wagon where the door is that goes inside, there's another like bench in the back there that you can also sit. There's not enough room up front on the driver's area.
I'll sit on the back.
Okay, so you're going to sit on the back. Locke goes with you on the back, and the two of you can sit up front, I guess, with him and the driver. It's a long bench on the driver's side seats. So he helps you all up, and as you're helping, he's got very strong arms, right? Very muscular arms and big, strong hands. There's a tattoo on his forearm, a crest of some sort on his forearm as he grabs you and helps you all, the two of you, onto the bench seat with him. So he says, been walking a long time, eh? From whatever this Daggerford you have come from.
Yes, a few hours, I suppose.
Yes?
I kind of find my seat in between Oleg and Valen, because I think he's smaller than the two of you, so I'm kind of squished in between you guys.
Yeah.
Can always ride on the horse.
No, there's plenty of room between the for the three of you. It's not, you're not too cramped up there. It's a fairly wide wagon. So he says it's your first time in actual land of Barovia. I have something for you. And inside he opens his jacket and a rolled up parchment, probably a good foot wide, rolled up and he hands it to you two. You open it up and it is a very well detailed map of the land of Barovia. So it's a large map on it with it, so you can kind of see where you're going with it. So with that, let me go ahead and put this into your kind of not really in your journal, but you now have access where you can kind of look at the map a little bit more.
Okay.
With this, and with that, we're going to switch over to that map.
As we're rolling along, I'm thinking about the tattoo I saw on his arm. Do I recognize it from anywhere?
Roll me a insight check. So the only thing you guys should see on here, you'll see a couple things. You should see a compass. You'll see a couple words on there. You'll see the village of Barovia on there. You'll see that this right here is your token of the party. Okay. And this is obviously the gate and that you are at. Okay?
This is a huge map.
Yes. And so nothing should be labeled really for you because you haven't discovered it yet. Oh. But he gives you kind of a lay of the land of the land itself. And you guys will begin to kind of move on along the road there. And he says to you, yeah, this is the old Savlich Road of the Savlich Forest. The road cuts through it. Most traveled here. A lot of trades between what towns are here. And, of course, the Count himself. The road is very old and has been part of the land itself for quite some time. But this is the road we will travel today to take us to the village. It'll take some time, maybe by horse here, maybe another hour or so. So we can talk. We have time to talk, or maybe you'd like to sleep. It's up to you.
This is a very generous gift you've given us. Thank you, Mr. Olag.
Of course. I know how it is when you're come to the lands here and not know where you are at. So it's good to have a map of some sort to be able to get the lay of the land.
Well, kind of not sure what to make conversation with this human. He's like, I look at his wagon and his horse. Well, what line of work are you in, Mr. Olag? What do you do for a profession?
All kinds of things. We make jewelry, or we do trading, good wine, good ale throughout the lands. We trade in multiple different things. We have a good life, my tribe and me. We do.
This is a gypsy tribe, if I'm using the correct word, I believe.
And he smiles distinctly. Gypsies. I like that word used. No. We are the Vistani. We are
Vistani.
The Vistani, yes. I'll go ahead and write it in here for you. So we are the Vistani people. We are the originators, some of the originators of living in the lands here. We've been here for quite some time now. A long time. Ancestors go far back. Far, far back.
So this person has been very friendly and like forthcoming. But can I just to be mistrustful, a little bit paranoid? Can I do an insight check to see if there's anything kind of shifty about him? Like, do I feel like he's leading me to my death? I guess, or like an ambush or something like that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
That's what I needed right there.
Everything that he's said to you seems truthful and trustworthy. He himself seems pretty legit, pretty much, as best as you can tell from your discussion with him. You don't see, like I said, you don't feel anything is truly, like, he's not, it doesn't seem like he wants to mug you and take all your riches or anything like that. He seems like he's honest and is going to take you to the village there. So that's about what you're getting from it.
Okay.
And did I notice anything about his tattoo with the 18?
The tattoo is a crest of a raven. A castle on it is in the different sides of, and a wolf are inside the crest.
I don't recognize
Then, well, no, you've never seen it, but that's what it looks like. And then there's like these chains around the shield itself that just kind of engulf around the whole the crest itself.
Oh man.
Well, and he goes, whistles and then kind of snaps the reins of the horse, and it begins to start trotting, like moving down the road. And the rain just continues to fall, a light rain. The wind is blowing as you approach the gates. As soon as the wagon is close enough, you hear the creaking sound of the bar gates slowly swing open. And they're rusted, so that it's a very loud, high-pitched creaking sound as they slowly open up all the way. And you see the kind of now have a better view of the other side of it. It's more of the road and more of this thick forest on either side of the road itself. Towering trees whose tops are lost in heavy gray mist block out all but a death gray light. The tree trunks are unnaturally close to one another, and the woods have the silence of a forgotten grave, yet extrude the feeling of an unvoiced scream. As you wagon goes through the gates, this archway underneath through the gate there is just kind of green old brick, and the green is kind of like mossy from the amount of rain. And he says it rains a lot here in Borveria. It's always raining, it seems, and almost never stops raining. But it is good. It's good for the land, the rain, yes? And as you finally make your way through the gates, the screeching of the bars shut again, and you hear this loud clang as they come together. And you slowly, more especially as you're trotting back in the wagon, it slowly begins to get further and further away from you, the gates.
Very creepy.
How's it like, Joyce? Is there any like movement in the woods or anything like that?
Give me a perception check. You have no idea. The rain is like the rain and mist is kind of getting in your eyes. Like I said, the thick forest is like the mist and fog is kind of intertwining into this thick, large trunks of trees and everything. hard to make out if there's any movement on either side of the forest there, as it's tight, very tight almost up against the road itself. Very little shoulder on either side of the dirt road of this old Savelich road. Within a half an hour, you come around a bend, and you are now in more of a clearing where the woods kind of push back. To your left side, you see a river flowing. It'd be on your south side as you're coming along there, driving in the carriage. This river flows as clear as the blue winter sky through the valley. It is you see this winding river, as far as you can see, continues on to it, with it. And Oleg says, yes, the river Ivalis, beautiful river that it is, flows through all of the land itself from a lake. And it flows from the pool, the Tesser Pool, where our camp is located, all the way back up to the Tesser Falls, far, far east of here, or west of here. So it is a sight to be seen, that is for sure, and it must not be missed, he says. And there's like marshlands around this part of the river here, because you're in a very flat, open area, and you begin to see, as you guys are coming along the road, you begin to see the outline even through this eerie dawn light, right? The part of the town itself. So as you're approaching the village of Barvovia, this is kind of what you see. Tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance. As you approach the village itself. So that's kind of the description that you get with it itself. He goes, the beloved village of Barovia. Such a sight to see. Poor sets that it is in. But you make your own determinations once we're here in the town itself. And then as you enter the town, you see this. Let's go ahead and change maps over to the town itself.
Okay.
So we get a little bit better idea of the village itself. Tell me if you can't see the map. So you enter the town itself. The party map is, your party is right here.
I cannot see. I can't see it.
You can't see the map?
No.
No, sir.
Let me see what's going on here.
I could see your ping.
I'll do a ping too.
Let me see.
Can't see my ping.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Why is nobody able to see that? Nobody can see it?
No.
That's super weird. Alright, let me try this here. I don't know why you can't see it. That's interesting.
Are tokens on there? I can see it now.
Okay.
Oh, I can too.
Alright.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. Your party marker here as you're approaching the town itself. Talked about what you had seen as you first approached the village itself.
So Lothric's from, I think, Neverwinter, so he's kind of from a bigger city. Is this like an impressive looking place looking around, or is this kind of a
this is a
rundown?
sad, very sad small town. It's not huge. The village of Barovia is the saddest place in the land. Its residents so terrified that they rarely venture out from their homes. And a lot of this is being described to you by Oleg himself. The village lies in the shadow of Castle Ravenloft. It's buried like under this fog is constantly above and around the town itself. So it's just a very dreary town of itself. It's small, this village is, compared to some of the larger town that's here in Bavaria. So it is a sad state of affairs. Like I said, the streets are pretty empty. You hear this crying or sobbing, loud sobbing once you've entered the town itself. With it. So yeah, it's a very depressing town. Any of the villagers that you do see kind of wander out and kind of hurry along to their destination. They don't linger, especially as you guys are approaching. They look back and kind of hurry on their way to wherever they need to go as fast as they can. The actual people themselves, I'm going to give you a good picture of what they look like. As you guys are riding into town, Oleg is saying, Bavarians are deeply invested in their homes and their traditions. They are wary of strange peoples and customs. The way Bavarians deal with strangers can be unsettling to those newcomers. They have a tendency to stare openly in silence, thereby expressing their disapproval of anything that isn't familiar to them. Bavarians aren't talkative with strangers, to the extent of being pointedly rude even. Most Bavarians have violent tempers that boil up through their customary silence when they are provoked, so be wary. Don't provoke them for too much. They also have a social cohesiveness that can make them act together against outsiders if a Bavarian is mistreated. Bavarians, though, don't get me wrong, were once a happy people, but their history and current conditions are pleasant. But remember, one thing about the Bavarians, if one managed to win the trust of one, they have a friend for life and a stalwart ally. But nobody is happy here. The children aren't even happy. They are raised in a culture of fear and told time and time again not to wander too far from their homes or enter the woods. They experience little hope or joy, and they are taught to fear the devil himself. But that is for another time who the devil is. We'll talk later about who the devil could be. But
Yes, well,
yes, it is quite a depressing sight, is it not? Anyway, here is the handout of the citizens.
oh god,
What they look like.
Ooh.
So,
oh
right?
man,
So that is
look at
a
that kid. What's that kid?
perfect representation of the
Oh.
citizens there. All right. What do you think there, huh? Good picture. That's a really good representation of the people there. And he said it isn't all just this town. It is all of the people of Barovia, he says. So it is the whole country is like this, but us, the Vasanti, no, we are different. We are happy, we are joyful, we are celebratory, we are always diligent in what we do. Yes, and we drink good wine when we do it. And he winks at the two of you and kind of nudges you both.
Do the Barovians here not get along on well with the Vistani?
Oh,
Do they find you're
they
too much?
sometimes they can, absolutely. They sometimes are untrustworthy of us, too. You see, when I told you the devil, they are told, it is the devil's Strahd in the castle that is not far, that overlooks this town. Strahd is their devil. And he spits. Yes, but who knows, right? Who knows what these people, they fear many things.
Yes, people are often superstitious of what they don't understand.
Yes, indeed. Good point. Good point, my friend. So, I think where we should first go would probably be the town hall. I think. Where the Burgermeister's building is. Yes? Would you like to go there first, or would you just want to explore the town and see how unfriendly the people are to strangers here? It's up to you.
I'd prefer to get down to business, but what do you three think? I kind of defer to my party.
I can't hear you. I'm on the back.
Oh, there's not like a window.
No.
Oh, my bad. Valen.
Valen, you sleeping? Uh-oh.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
What time of day is it in Barovia here?
Pretty morning. It's about 7-ish now, 7 a.m. You guys rolled into the town.
I'm gonna ask this guy, if he could take us to the Burschmeister, where the note came from.
The mansion? Absolutely. That's what I was asking. If you'd want to go to the Burgermaster's mansion first, before we go anywhere else.
Yeah, and then also, like, after we're done there, don't you want to show us something? Where do you want to meet?
Well, I will point you in the right direction of the mansion, and I will go kind of a little bit down the outskirts of the city with my wagon, and I will set up camp there and wait for when you have all finished here in town. The Baronians are not the biggest fan of the Vistani most of the time, so I will bring you as far as I can, then I will turn my wagon around, and I will wait for you when you are ready to leave the town. And we will take the ability to go to the Tsar lake, and you will meet my tribe, my people. Yes?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Good. So,
What?
What?
Oh, Lothric just nods. He nods.
I will take you as far as the wagon goes to right here on the map. I will take you as far as here. You'll unload and head south along the road here, all the way to the very end is the mansion of the Burgermeister. So he stops
Well, I'm
the
gonna take
horse
them
here.
and we'll, kind of get off, dust off a little bit, and say,
Okay.
We'll meet you as soon as our business is done here.
That's fine. You'll find me in the southern area of the open area where we just came into the city. Here. This is where I will set up camp for now and wait for your return. When you are finished. No hurries. No hurries at all. Take all the time that you need here in the village. You will need it, he says.
I'm gonna ask him, hey, by the way, like, how much does a wagon like this run you?
Ah, you're impressed with my wagon, eh? Yes.
Yeah,
Well, it depends.
I need one for myself.
Yeah, it would depend on multiple things, like the size of the wagon and the interior of the wagon and some of the what it's made out of. Also, the wagon itself. Perhaps we could cut a deal on maybe a wagon for you with my people once we go there. We shall see.
Oh, all right.
Eddie
Feeling
bids you.
really excited.
All right. Well, I will see you soon, I hope. And then we will make our way to my people. But like I said, take your time here. No hurries. None at all. And he begins to go back the way he came with the wagon. Okay? So you guys are right here, your party. The crying and sobbing is coming from this direction here. You are hearing it. And that is the road that you need to take north. And we are going to call it a night here because we want to stop here so we can continue with our fourth party member when he joins us next week. And so this is where we're going to stop for the night. Okay?
Okay.
And then next week we'll play from 5 to 8. Or yeah, 5 to 8. So we'll have a nice 3-hour session as long as everybody's here. The party's all here. Okay?
All right, that works.
Everybody's good?
Cool.
All right. Thanks, Lars.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we will see you guys all next week, next Monday at 5 o'clock, which would be 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Yep, sounds good.
All right,
Sounds
everybody.
good. Thank
Have
you.
a good night and a good rest of the week, and we shall talk again.
All right.
All right, have
See
a
ya.
good one, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.